Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis. All eyes on 72,000. In fact, Willy Woo says there's going to be 1.5 billion worth of shorts liquidated when we hit 72, ushering in a new all-time high to 75,000. We also have Samson Mao, who just tweeted, once we surpass the previous Bitcoin all-time high, recursive demand shock kicks in and will go all the way up to $100,000 per coin. Send it. We'll also be discussing U.S. political change could expose crypto to a $20 trillion industry, according to Bitwise. We'll also be discussing the Bitcoin price prediction of March to all-time highs amid 886 million worth of record inflows into the ETFs. That's right. Bitcoin ETFs took in 888 million yesterday, the highest volume yet. We're also going to be discussing 63 U.S. banks on the brink of insolvency and why Bitcoin's next target is likely to be $100,000. Also, Fundstrat's Tom Lee predicts June stock market rally, says institutional adoption to propel the Bitcoin price to 150,000 per coin this year, and that's his base case. We're also going to be discussing the latest from Stock the Flow model creator PlanB. He says Bitcoin price tipped to hit $500,000 in 2025. I'll be breaking down his latest analysis. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. And being we're above 70 G's, check it.
JV told you and me 70 G's, baby.
Let's go.
Bitcoin is no maybe, baby, baby. 70 G's to the moon. Landing, see us soon. They ain't like us, we got plus. 70 G's, 2024 at the Bitcoin rainforest.
70 G's, baby. Goodbye, Conor McGregor, 60,000 clip. It's about time. Shout out Zero. Greatly appreciate you gifting a membership of the channel to Juan Espino. You've been hooked up. Shout out to Chandy for putting together this track. She gave us many variations as well. So throughout the week, I'll be sharing different variations of celebrating 70,000 fam. 100,000 incoming. Can you feel it? Shout out to the live chat. Greatly appreciate you. We're streaming on 5 platforms live and in the flesh right now. We're on Rumble, we're on X, we're on YouTube, we're on Kick, and we're on Twitch. If you're watching the stream on X, please repost it. I greatly appreciate it. If you're watching the stream on YouTube, thanks for participating in the live chat. If you also can go to X and just repost the recent tweets I made before I go live. I always make 2 tweets before I go live on X each and every day. If you guys can repost them, it's just going to get more eyeballs on the channel. Greatly appreciated. Another beautiful day in the market. Bitcoin still in the green. We crushed it yesterday, and back to back just like that. We crushing again. Shout out to all the members of the channel. You'll notice the now yellow icon. That shows you guys who have been the most dedicated to the channel. So I greatly appreciate that, including $0 Giro, all the members. Diana Jones, greatly appreciate it. She received a notification today. That calls for a celebration. That's like extremely rare on the tube. Just saying. Glad to hear that. Music to my ears. Don says, pump, watch it incoming. Shout out Devon. Shout out JC Ice. Shout out Digital Dankness. Shout out K Surge. And the rest of the mods. We always appreciate you. Bangkok here. That's right. Like your ex meme today. I love it. Shout out Jerry Reynolds. Thailand in the building. Big news yesterday from Thailand. They're looking to get the ETF approved over there with their version of the SEC. Ahoy, JV Digital, JV Devon, Surge, and the Bitcoin Pirate shipmates. Ahoy, matey. Welcome, Greg. Mr. Cheeks, where you at? Bitcoin getting ready to explode. All the analysts are finally agreeing. We're about to hit our next leg up, family. All-time highs are incoming. Let me know if you feel we'll hit that this week. Next week, holla. Let's go 500 G's, baby. Shout out Abel Gonzalez. Appreciate you, broski. Is finally here. CNA. That's right, Taylor. We here. 70 G's, baby.
JV told you and me 70 G's, baby.
70 G's. Zero, I appreciate that. You become a member of the HODL gang for the next 6 months. Record inflows, 3.2 billion in ETFs in the last 16 days. Wow. Yeah, yesterday was 888 million. That's almost a billion one day. 3.2 billion in just over 2 weeks. Pretty impressive. Appreciate the insights. Biddy's getting ready to rock. Midwest Picker, you already know it's that time. Poor Gensler having a bad day. Boo-hoo. Exactly. Another major loss for Gensler and the SEC, which I tweeted a little earlier. So they're filled with L's because they are losers. And I think Gary is an L for humanity, which I once posted, which got a lot of love. Yesterday, the Bitcoin ETF inflow was almost 900 million. That's right, 888 million precisely. We'll be touching upon that here in the show, which is 4,400 Bitcoin one day. 4,400 Bitcoin one day. That's mind-boggling. People that save in fiat, what do we call them, folks?
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
Supply shock. I love it. Supply shock. We have the lowest amount of the Bitcoin on the exchanges right now. So absolutely. Supply shock incoming, family. Let's go.
That use fiat currency.
What do we call these folks that treat fiat as a store of value, yo? Holla. Gensler needs to be fired and investigated. Amen to that. Fire GG. Hashtag fire GG.
As a store of value, we call them poor.
Those poor souls.
We call them poor.
Not too late to capitulate into the king. Saving Bitcoin, fam. Saving Bitcoin.
People that use.
So you already know, family. Welcome to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. A lot to share today. The latest from PlanB, creator of the stock to flow Bitcoin indicator. We'll be sharing his latest analysis. You know, the latest from Samson Mao, the latest from Fundstrat's Thomas Lee. We're going to be doing a lot of TA today as well because everything is just looking bullish right now. Everyone agrees. Next leg up incoming once we break 72,000. Willy Woo says it's going to liquidate a tremendous amount of shorts and hit us to the next leg up, which would be $74,000, $75,000 range. It's inevitable, fam. What do we call those who treat Bitcoin as the greatest asset to ever exist? We call them orange pilled. We call them orange pilled. My brother buys GameStop stock, but says Bitcoin price too high. This mofo. I love the TNA. You like the astrology for the broskies? Love to hear that, Mr. Cheeks. Gensler has over $100 million. Crazy. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. These higher ups have a lot of money. For example, Jamie Dimon is worth billions. Gensler on paper is worth 100 million, probably worth a lot more behind the scenes. Who knows how many sats he's stacking on the low, just saying. Maybe his dog's holding them for him. That'd be like equivalent to JV saying, I don't own any crypto. Meanwhile, Nipsonator may own billions worth. Just saying. Where there is a loophole, there is a way. What up, legends? Shout out McLovin. Good to see you, brother. Kings, legends in the building. Free forever. Pump the likes, family. Let's spread the word. Let people know we live right now before we kick it into high gear. Greatly appreciated. Nancy P. Pelosi, anyone? I want her insider stock trades. Maybe she just inverses Kramer. Maybe that's her strategy to making billions or hundreds of millions, however much she's worth nowadays. You know what I mean? What up, Kevin? Zwinga and Queens. That's right. Let's not forget about the Bitcoin princesses and queens. Now, would you rather be a king or a prince, gentlemen? Serious question for you. Would you rather be a king or a prince? I'd love to know your answer. And same for the ladies. Would you rather be a queen or a princess? Let me know. NP Biatch picked up over 7 million dumping stonks last month. Oh, wow. Altcoin market doing numbers today. Word up. I love when the markets are pumping. Bitcoin's up over a G. 72,000 incoming. We're going to liquidate about $1.5 billion worth of shorts, and it's going to send Bitcoin to a new all-time high, at least according to the on-chain analyst Willy Woo. Mr. Cheeks, gotcha. But that's about as cool as kissing your sister, champ. Whoa, what are we talking about here, yo? I must earn the title. All I know is this. Hide your little sisters from Drake. I'm just going to leave it at that. Nice badge. Yeah, we love those badges, yo. 75 G's, baby. Heavy lies the crown. This is true. So I remember one of the episodes of Entourage back in the day, which you guys must remember. Yeah. So a prince can become a Kaiser. That's interesting. But it was like everyone wants to unalive the king. So you become like arch nemesis number one, right? You become the world's biggest enemy. Everyone wants to unalive you and take your spot. But the prince, he still has all the, access to, what's the word I'm looking for? He has access to everything the king has, but nobody is trying to whack him. You know what I mean? So he can just live smooth without that stress of being the king. So I thought that was fascinating. Prince dad is king. I do both, but princess is more fun. I'm a queen in the princess disguise. Right on, Shandy. Princess now, I need a frog. Shout out to JV for coming back to the tube. Now bring back the Kaiser report. Amen to that. Also, we got to get X to bring back the Kaiser report. They terminated that a long time ago, back when it was Twitter, and they also terminated him and Stacy from the tube. I think it's time as well, Juan. I be Princess Melda, Princess Darth Melda. I dig it. A prince who runs the show. Whack, whack, whack. Exactly. Discuss New Mexico president in the Rumble later. Oh, the New Mexico president? Absolutely. Happy to discuss that on the Rumble on the uncensored version of the pod. So the benefits without the risk. There you go. That's a better way of saying it. So as the prince, you get all the benefits of being the king, but without the risk. Exactly. I prefer being god of Olympus called Zeus. Kepler. Zeus, eh? Prince was one of the best musicians ever. That's what I hear. It was a little before my time. But respect to Prince, rest in peace. I'll just never forget the Chappelle skit with Prince. Charlie Murphy. Darkness. Oh, my God. Video games got me past after Nintendo. Word. Being a prince is more dangerous than being the king. The prince might be unalive to get the crown. This is true. I guess it's all a matter of perspective, and it depends upon your enemies. Love is in the hair, sir. The hair or the air? Because if it's the hair, thanks for noticing. You guys are funny. But anyways, fam, if you're new to the YouTube channel, very important to smash those likes and subscribe to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. And please repost this over on X. I greatly appreciate it. Today is pod episode number 1661. I'm your host, JV, and it's June 5th, 2024. Markets are pumping. Yesterday, major pump. Today, we continue to pump. We're still up 1,000. We need to recapture 72 because that can send us to a new all-time high price discovery mode. If you're feeling it, let me know. But let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. The entire market in the green, some in the forest green. Bitcoin up 1.5%, trading at 71,300 at the time of the live stream. Ether up 2%, trading at roughly 3,900. Solana, XRP, Cardano, and AVAX all pumping and in the green. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours. And 1 second, because the current crypto market cap sits at 2.64 trillion, 91 billion in volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance 53.3%, with Ether dominance at 17.3%. Now for the top gainers, we have Stacks. Let's go. Up 14%, trading at $2.40. Injective up 8%, trading at 27 bucks. I love when legitimate coins are amongst the top gainers, and it's not just the memes. But below that, lo and behold, we have meme coin Floki up 7%, trading at virtually nothing. It just is what it is, guys. Let me know which alts you guys are most bullish on for this particular bull. Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the daily. Safe to say, 95% of the market in the green and a pumping. Impressive market gains. And zooming out on the monthly to get a broader perspective, I'd say maybe 70% in the green, 30% in the red, and some impressive gainers, once again, as you can see on your screen. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated 75 greed, yesterday 73, last week 72, and last month 71 in greed. So there you have it. Crypto La Familia. Where's the Bitcoin price likely to take us this fabulous month of June? When all-time high, when price discovery, the current local top is still 73.8, which we achieved roughly 2 months ago back in mid-March. Let me know, family. I'm going to read your comments out loud. JV, got that cowlick haircut. Looking cute. Cowlick? Why is it called a cowlick haircut? I haven't heard that one before, but I appreciate it, brother. I got my cut yesterday. Got to look fresh, if you know what I mean. I was long overdue. Long overdue. And typically when I get the cut, I don't rock the hat for at least a week. And then we'll resurrect the Bitcoin hats. 90,000. Send it, Zero. Sounds good to me. Caspa, baby, says Chris Klein. Being we're chanting. 70 G's, baby. 70 G's? Did you say 70 G's?
Baby, Bitcoin is no maybe, baby, 70 G to the moon.
To the moon. Let's celebrate these 70 G's. No more 60s. About time. About time. ETH to Bitcoin? Or are you saying ETH is greater than Bitcoin? What does that mean? Or less than? I get mixed up with the less than greater than signal. So break it down for me, Mohit. Tell it to me straight. Solana, Caspa, Axie, SKL, and LQTY should all do well. Appreciate you sharing, Greg. Bitcoin is having a run. Are you seeing a pump in views also? We'll find out. I'm not sure. Let's see how many people we get on the stream today, family. I think yesterday we collectively had 1,000. We had roughly 600 on X. We had 300 on YouTube. And this is concurrent viewers, and we had 100 plus on Rumble. So collectively, 1,000 people on a stream. But to us, that's rookie numbers. We've already achieved multiple thousands of people on a live stream prior to the false termination. So we got to get back to those numbers. That'd be beautiful. 80,000 incoming, says Julio. 80 G's next. Yes, Chandy, get ready the 80 G's track, because before you know it, we'll be right there. 70 G's is old news. Facts. I mean, we've been hitting all-time high 73.8 since March, so it's been quite a minute. Time does fly, yo. Bitcoin ETF live in Australia. Let's go. Game theory in effect. Amen. Many more ETFs to be approved across the world, as we discussed yesterday. So let's go. Ethereum is better multiplier than the biddies. In coming future, Ethereum will outpace the Bitcoin growth, says Mohit. Time shall tell. Time shall tell. I'll give Ether first few cycles, it definitely outpaced Bitcoin because Ether came later into the game. What was the inception year of Ether? Someone tell me. I don't know the exact year, but I know it was many years after Bitcoin, and it has been outpacing Bitcoin, but I have a feeling this cycle, Bitcoin's going to outperform it. I could be totally wrong, so not investment advice. This show is for entertainment purposes only, but I trust Bitcoin because I don't understand how people want to use Ethereum, for example, as a store of value, knowing there is an infinite supply. You go on CoinMarketCap right now, and you look up the supply, and it'll show you the infinity sign. So I don't know what to think of that. You know what I mean? That doesn't sound good. It kind of reminds me of fiat too much. However, I do understand the technological advancement of Ethereum and all that and its use case. And I know you can't really compare it as Bitcoin, as a store value. You can't even put them in the same category. Also, Bitcoin being decentralized, Ethereum obviously not. So I had to pause my movie to open JV streams. JV never misses a day. Neither can I. That's loyalty, family. And that's what I respect more than anything else in the world. So thank you, Eric. Respect. Good times are on the way. I am entertained indeed. Glad that you're entertained. Nipsey, hustle, diggity dog. That's right, Chris. That's the Nippinator. Anyone else notice the grayscale dumpage stop with the CEO swapped out? Good. That's good sign, Zero. July 30th, 2015 was the ETH inception. Thank you. So that was literally 6 years after Bitcoin. That's a long time after. Thank you for that, Moet. Inception date of Ether, 30th of July, 2015. There is no second best. How's the puppy doing? I mean, look at him. He's doing fantastic. He's living his best life. Living his best life. Doesn't have to work a day in his life. It's amazing. ETH will not outperform Bitcoin as Solana will flip ETH, says Steven. Reminder to smash the like. Thank you. It's free to do so. Thank you, Don. The only way ETH will ever run is if Bitcoin runs. Oh, ETH switched from proof of work like Bitcoin to proof of stake. Not to be confused with piece of, September of 2022. This is very true. FOMO is here now. This is true. Bitcoin or Ether, all crypto apes in for the serious money. All the crypto apes. Shout out to the crypto apes. I love it. But anyways, fam, let's break down a little Bitcoin technical analysis. I got nothing but bullishness for you today. So respect the pump. Headline reads, Bitcoin price of 72,000 is the fuse to reach a new all-time high. And I also want to read to you what Willy Woo wrote yesterday. He says, breaking, tapping 72 is the fuse that sets the start of liquidation cascade. 1.5 billion of short positions ready to be liquidated all the way up to 75,000 into a new all-time high. And even Samson Mao says, once we surpass the previous Bitcoin all-time high, which is 73.8, recursive demand shock kicks in and we all the way up to 0.1 million per Bitcoin, which is $100,000 per coin. So let's break this baby down. So yeah, I just read you Willy Woo's tweet alongside the chart, which is the liquidation leverage chart. So Bitcoin rose 3% in the past 24 hours, which is not too shabby. Bitcoin is up 5% on the weekly chart, according to CoinMarketCap, as you can see here on the one-day chart. Now, Bitcoin price faces significant resistance at the 71.5 and 72 marks, and we're right at that 71,500 mark pretty much right now. Above the 72.5 mark, Bitcoin would trigger the liquidation of over $1.2 billion worth of leverage short positions. Currently, Bitcoin is down 3.4% for the previous all-time high of 73.8, which was achieved mid-March. Bitcoin's post-halving distribution danger zone, they call me Danger, that's my middle name, family, ended on May 6th when the Bitcoin firmly rose above the reaccumulation range of 60 Gs, baby. That's according to Rec Capital. Bitcoin's price has risen 12.5% since May 6th, confirming the end of the post-halving danger zone. Bitcoin price broke out of the significant 2-week downtrend on June 3rd, as Rec Capital shares here alongside the chart. Bitcoin broke its 2-week downtrend today. However, we have seen upside wicks beyond the downtrend before, which is why the daily close later today is needed to confirm this breakout. So where do you feel that daily close is going to take us, family? Bitcoin still needs to turn 72,000 resistance into support before it enters the parabolic phase of the bull, according to the analysts. Rec Capital. Now, I agree 100%. I think 72 is that line in the sand right now, and I think we're on the cusp of breaking it. Let me know your thoughts, and where do you feel the Bitcoin price action is likely to land after we break 72 Gs, baby? Holla. And they ain't like us. 70 Gs, broskies. Wait till June 9th when the 50-year oil pact signed with the Saudi Arabia expires. Are they going to be getting into the biddies? Hey, JV, I'm at work yet again watching the best show on the tube. Love ya. Right back at you, DNA Noonan. And congrats on that Matrix hack. You figured out how to get paid to watch the show. Very genius move. I wish everyone can do the same. Everyone should be getting paid to watch the stream right now, family. I can't wait for the day you can buy a house anywhere. Walmart supplies, insurance, everything with the biddies. I don't ever want to sell, but I put every dime I have in. So spend through, spend. Amen. Chandy, very well said. And that time is a-coming. That time is definitely a coming. Spend through, understood. You basically already can download Strike and get a card. Well, Jack Mahler says he no longer uses a bank. So theoretically you can, but it'll be even more easier and easier as time flies. But the other side of that coin, the easier it becomes to just live off of Bitcoin, the more adoption and the higher that price will be. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Evening, Chris. What it do? Woo Wednesdays. Is that Wu-Tang? Are we throwing up the W's? So Bitcoin already tipped 71,750, which has already triggered several high leverage shorts. Good. We already tapped it, eh? It is still just a $4-ish fee doing it that way. The cold wallet is glowing green. Good. Working out while listening to Pastor JV. Church is in session, family. Am I right or am I right? Can I get a yes or yes? I used to listen to a pastor back in the day, and he'd end every line he'd say, yes or yes, to get the crowd to agree and say yes. But there was no alternative option. It was yes or yes. I thought that was pretty genius. So now I'm using that in my streams. Pastor JV, yes or yes? The #1 daily Bitcoin pod, yes or yes? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I agree. What are the rumors for Bitcoin for the month of June? Want to know the rumors are? It's going up forever, Laura. There's no top to Bitcoin because there's no bottom to fiat monopoly tulip money mania. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Yes and yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can I get an amen? Amen. Crypto Voodoo, welcome, family. No, I'm not in a cult. No, we're a part of a cult. It's called, we're going to teach people to wash their brains because they need to be brainwashed from the propaganda that has plagued them since birth and being indoctrinated through government schools, if you know what I mean. But we're on the tube, so I digress. JV, are you sweat for the fam today? I am a little wet and sweat from the fam today. It's because it's hot as hell in here. It is hot, so I am sweating. But it's okay. It's worth the sweat. I don't mind showering before and after the show. It's all good. What up, JB? What's poppin', brother? 70 G's is what's up. We're about to hit 80. Orange pill cult. I like that, Darth.
We got us. 70 G's, 2024 at the Bitcoin rainforest.
Bitcoin reigns supreme. 70 G's. 2024. I'm in a crypto cult. What more can you ask for? The numbers go up, continue to rise. Where is your pride? Just look in my eyes. Fiat has no top because Bitcoin has no bottom, or is it the other way around? No, it's definitely the other way around. If I messed it up, my apologies. Bitcoin has no top because fiat, trash, monopoly, tulip bulb money has no bottom. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thanks for the reminder. I always get asked this question, family. But JV, surely there must be a second best cryptocurrency.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, I want to program people to think for themselves. Don't even listen to me. Just start thinking for yourself. It's okay to think for yourself, right? Our society teaches us otherwise. And that's what school is all about. They're going to say the same BS over and over and over until your unconscious mind accepts it as truth. That's why, how are we taught in the school system? Memorize this, this, and this so that you can pass the test. And if you don't memorize this, this, and this, you can't pass the test and you fail. It's a brainwashing indoctrination camp, family. Am I right or am I right? Yes or yes? Can I get an amen? Crypto Jeb is a YouTuber that really talks about the Bible. Respect. I respect that. So shout out Jeb. What's up to the obvious deep fake YouTube ad, Garlinghouse, airdropping Ripple? Sad. Complain to YouTube because YouTube seems to do nothing about it, but it may be they can't do anything about it. I think there's so many of these scams that get created. There's probably, a sweatshop in India that creates thousands of YouTube accounts per day, and then they use them for scams. And the moment they get shut down, they have a new one and a new one. But you would think YouTube would vent the scams, especially if they're going to be running advertising on the platform. So it drives me crazy when people tell me, JV, I'm watching your stream. YouTube keeps showing me AI deepfake scams during your stream. That bothers me. I wish they can do something about it. I agree it's okay to think for yourself. There you go. I agree. Moat, definitely yes. What's the moat stand for? I know goat. I forget moat. Good luck with the rest of your life with the internet dies. What does that mean, bro? What does that mean? My defense to that? JV, mess them up. It don't matter if the internet dies. Bitcoin cannot die, bro. You think Bitcoin's going to die? Trust. As soon as internet comes back online, the first node will continue to do what it does, followed by millions of other nodes, and the Bitcoin network will be right back on track. Also, there's alternative ways to use Bitcoin outside the internet. It's called mesh nets. That's one way, and there's alternative ways as well. Just FYI. My mom loves Jeb. Well, shout out Jeb. JB is a hologram. Nobody is thus good. We referring to Biden now. FJB. There's scammers everywhere in the world. Facts. Correct. I'm not throwing India under the bus, but it's just very common. India runs a lot of scams. I watch a lot of the scammer buster channels where they bust the scammers in India from the call centers. It's very common. They'll do like the fake like Norton virus or fake Apple support, and it's sad. A lot of people get scammed all the time. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. I'm sure you guys know. We already have nodes in outer space. I already have my node set up in the astral realm. Take that, mofos. Forces of evil. What are you going to do about it? I got my I got my node set up in the afterlife, brother. Bitcoin will recover faster than any government after an internet fail. Precisely. Yes. So I am JV, just to be clear. And when you guys say JB, I'm assuming it's Mr. Biden. But sometimes I think when I say V, it may sound like a B, but it's V for victory. Because we all connected at the bottom like the letter V. That's a bar. That's a punchline bar from Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace. We all connected from the bottom like the letter V, in which we all did. We've all connected from the bottom. FJB, yeah, you know the lizard peeps. India has the fastest growing economy right now. Respect to India. Respect, yes. India economy a booming. No, I was giving you a compliment that you are excellent, my friend. I was just trying to say that there's no way you can be this good. You have to be a deep fake hologram. I appreciate that, Beach Guy Dave. Maybe I am a hologram. At this point, I don't know. Just saying. You don't know. You don't know what you don't know. V for victory. V for vendetta. Great movie, by the way. What was it? Always remember the 5th of November. Joy and victory, baby. Yes. Is that node one of the astronaut phones? I don't even know JV's real name. Good. JV's good enough. What's the second best crypto? Oh, man, did I not play the clip? I don't even remember.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
Facts. Correct. So we connected at the bottom like the letter V. Something you guys could always remember. It's a good punchline from Nipsey Hussle. No second best. I was working in the garden yesterday and I saw Danny DeVito. He was wearing a green pointy hat. After all of our talk yesterday, that's quite hilarious, Mr. Bone Daddy. Connected from the bottom to the top like a W. Stay winning. Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang. Damn right, Chris Klein. I love it. Ethereum is the best, says Mohit. Respect. I appreciate and respect your opinion. I think I disagree, but nonetheless, I respect your opinion. I am late. Sorry, nice haircut. Thank you, Tony. Pretty good fade, eh? Not too shabby. I know his first name, and I am not telling. Also, the same guy said ETH would never get an ETF. Ooh. You're referring to Sailor there, brother? Because Sailor did say that. He's like, there's no way the regulators will allow that. Meanwhile, the regulators allowed it. Anyways, fam, next story of the day. Let's discuss a $20 trillion crypto market cap. Why not? Check this out. The crypto space could be exposed to the trillions in the financial advisory industry once the U.S. regulators clear up legal uncertainties. Mr. No Claire Gare, says crypto asset manager Bitwise. That's right. Regulatory uncertainty has been the main reason why financial advisors haven't increased exposure to crypto over the last 5 years, according to the Bitwise chief investment officer, Matt Hoogan, who wrote in a June 4th post. He thinks that the U.S. is finally moving towards regulatory clarity, which could open it up to the country's $20 trillion financial advisory industry. Quoting him here. Imagine then how much of that $20 trillion will go into crypto when the biggest barrier gets lifted. Now for my conspiracy theorists out there, fellow conspiracy theorists. Why do you think the regulators haven't given us any clarity thus far? Do you think this is all by design? Do you think that Mr. Gensler, the chairman of the SEC, is complicit with purposely providing no clarity to stifle innovation and growth within the crypto sector? Holla, let me know in the chat. So he also says, if you think BlackRock's move into the crypto space positively impacted the market, imagine if all the Wall Street accepted crypto as a normal part of the market. And he makes a good point. Hogan said that a shift started last month when the Dems crossed the aisle to repeal Staff Accounting Bulletin 121. And again, when the House passed Financial Innovation and Tech for the 21st Century Act, which was FIT 21, which may be in the crypto industry, making it marked up as a win. The SEC also approved spot Ether ETFs on May 23rd, after months of analysts speculating that it would knock them back. Hoogan noted Sleepy Joe's veto of the SAB 121 repeal, which claimed to show crypto still has a long way to go. But even this is a minor setback. We have been sailing up wind for a decade in crypto. He also believes there's a lot of alpha to capture in the crypto market, which he said is largely untouched by those outside the crypto bubble. He continues to see people's eyes glaze over when he speaks about crypto-related political developments at conferences, quoting him again, if people understood the ramifications on the shift in Washington, D.C., the crypto market would be at a new all-time high. And with SAB's 121 repeal vetoed, Fit 21 unlikely to make it through the Senate before November elections, and then be approved, spot Ether ETF still to launch. Hugin conceded that no policies have actually changed yet in Washington. The tide has changed, but the water hasn't come in yet. Wake me up when the action happens. There you go. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that. Crypto to tap into 20 trillion once we get some clarity from the regulators. I think once we'll get clarity is when Gensler is replaced with a less sinister chairman. And I'm sticking to that. Let me know your insights on that. We rule. Cash rules everything around me? No. Bitcoin rules everything around me. Cream, get the biddies. $1 million bitch, y'all.
Over here, baby.
Super flies over here, baby. The big 5-0. His first name is Javier. Javier Malay? There's only one Javier I know. They want to keep the markets down as low as they can. They don't want competition for the dollar and even less for the gold. Kingston Crypt. I lived on Barbara Avenue. Oh, word up. Word up. Holla. Hola. What up, Bobby Digi? Bobby Digi? Yeah, you know who is he? Got my name stuck to your arse like a Victoria's Secret wedgie. Shout out Rizza, the Resurrector in your sector. JV is an Italian Javier. Yeah, sounds about right. Call me Javier for now on, fam. 150 trillion by 2032. Now we're talking. That would probably send Bitcoin to like 100 million if we had 150 trillion market cap. If I don't retire in this cycle, I'll definitely retire the next cycle at 55 years old. Word up, Surge. That's right. $1 million Bitcoins. That's right. BREAM. We replaced the cream with Bitcoin rules everything around me. Cream, get the biddies. $1 million bitch, y'all. Did you see the stock market had a free? Yeah, they do that. That's what happens when it's controlled. They can freeze and halt the market. They did that to Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway stock as well when it crashed 99.7%. Bitcoin fixes that. Amen. What up, yo? What up, Jules? Hey, I like Jules as well. You can call me Jules or Javier, whatever you prefer. I'm happy that Bitcoin is not a milli, so I can buy more sats. Exactly. If it was a million right now, I bet you as happy as some of you may be, some of you would be extremely depressed. Like, oh my God, I wish I got more. Now it's going to cost me $1 for one sat. $1 sat. You read my mind, JC. $1 sat is incoming because at that time, Bitcoin's 100 million per coin. Just let that sink in, broskies. We're living in the dip, so buy. I thought we were living in a simulation. So you're saying we're living in a dip? Maybe the simulation is the dip. That's interesting. Buffett at the buffets? Precisely. Precisely. $1 a sat. We all be billionaires. Amen. Amen. Darth, I love it. Bitcoin, let's freaking go. Let's get it. I think Saylor may become the first trillionaire on the planet. If not, if Nipsey doesn't achieve that title first. She already know. Nipsey's balls deep. That's why he never got neutered. He's balls deep in the biddies. Thoughts on Litecoin? 2 thumbs up. I think it's an OG coin. It's been around since the very beginning. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is Litecoin the very first altcoin? Meaning non-Bitcoin? I think it was a fork off the Bitcoin network. If anyone give me clarity on that. Respect to the OG coins. But I don't really hear a lot about it. I don't really hear a lot of analysts talking about it anymore. I don't know why that is. Previous cycles, Litecoin tend to usually lead the pack. And Bitcoin followed because the Litecoin halving usually was before the Bitcoin halving. And I still think it's set that way. But a lot of the, the excitement surrounding it has kind of dissipated from my knowledge. So Nipsey first. JV, when can I buy a Lambo? Buy one right now, bro. Anyone can buy a Lambo. The question is it really worth it? Is it really going to impact your life that much? I think one thing the Lambo will do, you'll go on more exotic dates. That's about it. Hell yeah, JB. Chris Klein. Trillionaires will never be able to afford a house now. Ish is about, what is it? 1,000 a sat. No, right now you can get, I think, probably 1,400 Satoshis for $1. So it's about 1,400 Satoshis for a sat. If someone can give me the exact number, that'll help. I love how stable Litecoin is. Maybe Litecoin is the new XRP, the new stable coin. Lambos are ugly cars. They're not, well, to each their own. Some people find them ugly, but I don't think they're ugly. So, for example, if you can buy a Lambo right now for $10,000, and it's worth $300,000, would you still think it's ugly? Maybe you would. I don't know. That's why I asked. I want a new LADA. What's a LADA? LADA, yo, Laura. I think Litecoin was the testing area for the changes to Bitcoin, says Bone Daddy. I'm not buying a Lambo. I'm buying land. I like that. I'm buying land in El Salvador. More power to you. Well, the thing with the Lambo, it's a depreciating asset. It loses money the moment you drive it off the dealership. So at least with land, especially in El Salvador, you know it's destined to go up. Land, very finite, limited supply in El Salvador. There's scarcity there at least, and it's going to go up. Housing goes up over time. So, however, Bitcoin is that digital real estate, family. The digital real estate definitely is superior. I'd rather buy 2 Lambos later than keep the biddies. It would never be worth it to me. That's just because I'm a Jeep girl. I can definitely see you in your Jeep there, Chandy. Should there be a Nippinator coin? Maybe. Don't waste your time on the Lambo. Get a Ferrari or a Porsche. My personal preference, Porsche. I love the Porsches. Had a Porsche before moving here to Puerto Rico, and I always said I'm going to buy another Porsche. Why? Because I love the car. I think it's a great car, and they're not overly overpriced. I think they're, good cars. Well, a car, even the Tates, they have all the exotic supercars. They say when it comes to liability, Porsche's amongst the best. Oh, Romanian, I heard. Who cares about the money if one Bitcoin is 1 milli? Honest opinions on ETH. It has an infinite supply, and it has a proof of stake, which I'm not too fond of either. And it's centralized. However, teach their own. Teach their own. 1,000 a sat would be 100 billion per coin. Damn. Now we're talking. Now, where do you think the market cap of Bitcoin would have to be 1,000 a sat? Like 100 billion per coin? Because I've never really contemplated Bitcoin over 100 million. So when we start talking 100 billion, whoa. Maybe if all the capital of the world flows into Bitcoin, maybe. 14 sats is a cent. Word up. I want a fake Lambo on the Jeep Cherokee frame. Take it on dunes. I love the old Volvo wagons, 1990 turbo. Porsche 911 are beautiful. Yeah, I saw in El Salvador, they shared like a limited edition Porsche 911. I think it was $300,000. I was like, oh, that's the one. Maybe when Bitcoin's 300 grand, I splurge and use a Bitcoin and cop a new 911 limited edition. What do you say? A Porsche he endorses, of course. He's always a steady course. Talk to Mr. Ed. I remember Mr. Ed, the talking horse, of course. I'd rather a McLaren. McLarens are incredible whips. I thought that even a single sat can be divided. Can it? I didn't know that. I didn't know a single sat can be divided. Litecoin started a test net for Bitcoin. Still can be used that way. Good to note, Laser A. A horse is a horse, of course. He's always on a steady course. I love that whole jingle. Now I'm watching that tonight. I want a Ram truck. Forget the Lambo. I'd get arrested for doing the dang fast. What do you guys think of the Elon Cybertruck? I saw Kanye copped a couple of them. How about the Bentleys? Beamer, what is it? Was that track? Beamer, Porsche, Bentley, or was it Beamer, Benz, and Bentleys? I remember that track. What do you think? I mean, maybe a Rolls Royce would be nice if you have a driver to take you around. When did you get into crypto? Not soon enough, unfortunately. How about you guys? For me, it was 2017. Seems like yesterday. You know what I mean? Keep the comments flowing. 1 sat equal 1 cent equal awesomeness. French Toaster, what up, guys? Good to see you, broskies. Please pump the likes to pump the stream. If you're watching the stream on X, please repost it. Spread the word. Greatly appreciated. A lot to share. A lot of bullishness in the air. Check this out. Bitcoin marches to all-time highs amid 886 million record inflows. As pointed out here, the second biggest day of inflows since launching the ETFs. Wave 1 of ETF inflows took Bitcoin from 37,000 to 73. Wave 2 of the inflows is just getting started with $100,000 on the motherfucking way. So let's discuss this show. The highest inflows into the funds were seen March 13th when they took in a record 1.04 billion. Bitcoin went on to hit a record high of 73,800 on March 14th, which was the following day. Let's go. The Farside investor data also shows the largest inflows went into the Fidelity Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund at 378 million worth, while BlackRock's iShare Bitcoin Trust IBIT was second with 274 mil. The data also reveals that ARK 21 shares ETF was the third best performer with 138 million in net inflows. Also, we have GBTC, which had minimal inflows of 28 million, the seventh time it has seen an inflow since the spot Bitcoin ETFs were launched January 11th. I mean, so there you go. I think inflows are likely to continue. This is a major boom. So let that sink in. If we didn't have these ETF inflows earlier this year, we wouldn't be sitting pretty at roughly, 72,000 right now. Maybe we'd still be in the $40,000 or $30,000 range. So are you guys ready for wave 2 is my question for you. And do you think wave 2 of the institutional inflows will send Bitcoin to $100,000 above and beyond? Holla at your boy, and let's continue reading these comments. Please smash the likes to pump it up. It's greatly appreciated. And speaking of pumping it up, let's trump it up.
Pump it up.
Don't you know, trump it up. You got to trump it up. Don't you know, trump it up. Loving all the members. Same here. Respect. Porsche and Audi. Audis are incredible as well. Great cars. Cybertrucks look different. The one thing I like about it is bulletproof. So if you're a major influencer, like for example, an Elon or a Trumpinator or a Nippinator or a Kanye, like a Ye, it makes sense because you don't got to go through the bullshit of getting it bulletproofed like a lot of people have to do. So I think that part's cool. Bulletproof vehicle in a crazy world that we're living in today where you can have confidence driving through San Francisco. There you have it. That's a win. So just saying, I like that part of it. I like the fact that it is bulletproof. You know what I mean? 315 on X. Nice. Appreciate that. X is still beating the YouTube fam. There's only 274 on YouTube right now. So X is superior. And we have more than half less than half the following on X than we have on YouTube. And we have more live viewers every day on X. So X is holding it down. Got to respect the X fam. Thank you guys. I'll drive my Doge Avender till it dies. No matter how rich I get. One thing I will buy is the dip. Amen, JBZ. Love everywhere. Amen. Love and light, fam. 2 weeks ago, a freak drove 270 miles per hour with a Bugatti on a public German Autobahn. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but on the Autobahn, there's no speed limit. So theoretically, you can go 270 miles per hour. I didn't even realize Bugattis can go that fast, but now I understand why they cost so much. That's crazy, yo. 270 miles per hour. I've never been in a vehicle that fast. If I was to speculate, maybe 150 with a crazy friend back in like the high school days, which I regret doing. Wasn't me personally, but me in the vehicle. But that's an unalive sentence, yo. And driving 270 miles per hour. Good Lord. Did you see BlackRock is funding a new exchange called the Texas Stock Exchange? I heard something about that. So is that legit? That's actually pretty interesting. Lloyd Banks is cooler than the other side of the pillow. Shout out Lloyd Banks. Last I knew, the Cybertruck was all-wheel drive. Word. 12 is a magical time. 12 it is. You can find it on the tube, says Steven. Word up. It's 9mm proof. Which vehicle? You're referring to the Cybertruck? I guess that's not saying much, because if you have a bigger caliber then, like a 357, the truck is not going to hold it back. So then you can't say it's truly protected or bulletproof, because I would imagine if a bad man wants to do something to you, he's going to have a semi-automatic, very fast, high caliber gun that is probably going to penetrate the vehicle. Kind of like what they do when they rob like the Brinks trucks and stuff like that. Upload the song Autobahn. I didn't even know there was a song Autobahn. Who's the artist? Let me know. Let me know who it is as we pump it up.
Pump, 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 pump it up. Pump, 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 pump it up. Pump, pump.
Pump it up. Yeah, so let's pump it up, shall we? Let's get to 72,000 during today's live stream. How about that? 330 on X. X for the win. 50 cal goes right through it. Well, there you go. So much for bulletproof. Kraftwerk. Okay, that's the artist. Good to note. Thank you, fam. Anyways, next story of the day. Let's discuss these 63 banks on the cusp of going insolvent. You heard me right. 63 U.S. banks on the brink of insolvency. And let's also discuss why Bitcoin's likely to hit that six-figure milestone we always discuss. Bitcoin could be on track to the psychological 100K mark as the digital gold narrative gains more prominence and as other banking crises loom in the United States. At least 63 U.S. banks on the brink of insolvency in the first quarter of this year, up from 52 banks on the problem bank list during the third quarter of last year. This is according to the FDIC quarterly report, so this is coming directly from them. Moreover, the banks are collectively sitting on $517 billion worth of unrealized losses. That's a $500 billion, up $39 billion for the previous quarter, which marks the 9th consecutive month of unusually high unrealized losses. And here's from the report that the FDIC shared. Higher unrealized losses on residential mortgage-backed securities resulting from higher mortgage rates in the first quarter drove the overall increase. This is the 9th straight quarter of unusually high unrealized losses since the Federal Reserve began to raise interest rates in the first quarter of 2022. So warning, remove your fiat out of the bank, or only keep in the bank what you could be willing or affording to lose. The health of the U.S. banking system has been a growing concern since March of 2023 after the sudden collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and the voluntary liquidation of Silvergate. Signature Bank was also forced to close operations, which you guys remember. That was back on March 12, 2 days after Silvergate's bank liquidation. In response to the collapse, the Federal Reserve created the Bank Term Funding Program, offering banking loans up to a year in return for them posting qualifying assets as collateral. This emergency measure was what started the Bitcoin bull run in early 2023. According to BitMEX co-founder Arthur Hayes Just Blaze, Hayes argued that this led investors to seek fixed supply assets such as the biddies during a September 5th keynote speech at Korea's Blockchain Week. Quoting Arthur Hayes Just Blaze right here, me and the rest of the market rightly saw through this as basically them admitting that they caused this problem, the structure of the banking system. And this is one of the ways you can fix it, which is print more money. Bitcoin then climbed 26%. How many of you remember this? From 21,900 to 28,000 during the week of March 13th, 2023. What's more, the price of Bitcoin rose over 148% since the beginning of the banking crisis, which began again March 2023, to trade at around now close to 72,000. Now, the FDIC report further validated the price action model of Jamie Coutts, chief crypto analyst at Real Vision, who expected Bitcoin to find solid support above the 63,000 mark before further upwards momentum. Quoting him here, after some nice coiling price action since March, my boring Bitcoin trend model triggers, DXY down, yields and corp spreads are lower. Can you smell that, son? That's the smell of central bank liquidity in the R. That's right. And on the daily chart, the Bitcoin price continually printed higher lows since the beginning of May. If the chart pattern continues, Bitcoin price can break out to new all-time highs in the next few weeks and even smash that coveted 100,000 mark, quoting the analyst trader Targrade here. I'm not surprised Bitcoin has broken out of the recent bull pennant after the breakout of a bull flag. Both bull pennant and bull flag are promising chart patterns. The next surge could reach over 100,000 per Bitcoin. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the bullish price action from the analysts? And do you trust the banks at this point? Right? Hell no. You got to be crazy. Those who save in fiat as a store of value. What do we call them, poor folks? Those poor folks.
Fiat currency. We call them poor. We call them poor.
Word up. Appreciate Poya P. Thanks for subbing to #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. We need all the subs we can get. Greatly appreciate it, family. Craftwork invented techno. Oh, word. What happened to techno? That was like very popular genre when I was like in middle school. Maybe even throughout high school. There used to be those rave parties, the kids with the glow sticks, and everyone's just touching them, and they're probably on ecstasy. That's all I remember about that era. But techno, what happened to it? Kind of just phased out. It probably still exists, but definitely not mainstream anymore. Thank God. I was never a fan. Sorry, guys. Just was never a fan. To me, it was like drug music because all my friends would do drugs. Back then, there wasn't the platform X. It was the drug X. I think it's short for ecstasy. And they'd all be like glow sticking it up. You remember that era? It was pretty crazy. So I was just witnessing it as a kid in school. And it's like, that's what they all did. They went to raves. They got the glow sticks out. They touched each other. And they were on X. I stayed away from that. Thank God. Once Bitcoin breaks north of the recent all-time high, first stop is 88,000. Next stop, 106. Probably by mid-August, end of the year target, 250 to 400,000 by the next halving, 2.8 to 3 million. My drive to home is 1.5 hours. This live makes it fun and informative. Thank you. Stay safe out there in those streets, family, and appreciate you tuned in. That's what's up. Techno evolved into what the Hate YouTube channel plays. JV, you really need to stop dating yourself. You're making me feel too old. Proper techno is underground. Figured. You missed out, JV. Apparently so. Now we all get X, but it's the platform. 100,000 Bitcoin, sent it. Let's get it. Been saying that. There are a lot of banks close to insolvent. You have been saying that. Yeah, and it was last year, the regional banking crisis took Bitcoin from the depths of 20,000 to above 40. So another major bullish catalyst right now is people not trusting the banks. If there was a bank run, which could occur at any moment, and everyone just demanded their money from the bank, they don't have the $500 billion available. And I read you, it was over 500 billion worth of debts. That's mind-boggling. Like the drum and the bass. Techno separated into the different labels. Word. Yeah, yo. The XTC shortage was my fault. The ecstasy shortage was my fault. On the Grand Central, thanks, JB. Too much traffic. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe out there, family. Let's see if Bitcoin can capture 72 before the end of today's live stream. We're only halfway done because we usually go roughly 2 hours. So let's see if we can hit 72. Pump the likes, pump the stream. And at the same time, we'll pump the Bitcoin price. And if we could get above 72, I think JV is going to do a pump watch. If you like to see a pump watch, let me know. We'll see if we can get 10,000 live viewers on a pump watch now that we're streaming live on X on top of YouTube. That'd be pretty lit. I had 6 beans on my birthday. Oh, yeah. Didn't they call them beans? They were referred to as beans. The only bean I'm familiar with is the Ginzu bean from Dragon Ball Z. When you're weakened, you eat the bean and you regain your strength. I read the Financial News Daily. I follow Crypto News Daily. I would say that I am informed. Amen. Deutsche Bank is now joined with a leading crypto platform in the EU. Word up.
If it's not going to 0, it's going to 1 million. It's
Pump
either
it up. Look, pump it up if you came and went long. When
They're
the dip
nothing.
hit, you just
That's right. Pump it up if you came and went long. When the dip hit, you just aped like King Kong. And shout out to Lil Bubble. Great track. Nobody feels they have enough Bitcoin. Everybody always thinks they're late to the game. Fact. If you came to Bitcoin at $100 per coin, you'd probably say the same thing. Oh my God, I could have got it for free. Now it's $100. 100%. That's just the nature of people. We always look at like the glass half empty versus the glass half full. And the half full perspective right now is, wow, I am early. Bitcoin sub 1 million per coin. We all know it's going to a million per coin. Let's stack them sats. Amen. Pump watch when it is time. I am there. Sounds fun. I will order the pizza and everything. Make sure to add pineapple. It's a must. King Kong. Amen. We aped in this half coiner in a third world country. I am very proud. I'm proud of you, Moro. Well done. Banks are the Band-Aid ripped off. And don't forget, the Band-Aids are toxic. I'm sure you guys saw that. Don't trust the Band-Aids. Wish I came in at $100. I know. I wish I could have bought back in 2011 when my stepson turned me on to it. Right on. Wow, your stepson. How amazing. 2011. So you let it linger for 3 years. I think you got in 2014. Is that correct? Or was it earlier than that, JC? I used a time machine and got in the low. Man, let's open up one of them portals. Let's just go back. We're not greedy. We're not going to go back to 2009 when it was practically free. We'll go to like 2011 and get it when Max picked it up for $1. How's that sound? We don't want to be greedy. We'll just travel back to time to 2011. We'll buy, how many millions of Bitcoin will you buy? If it's only $1 per coin, how much would you buy? I guess as much as humanly possible, right? It's kind of a trick question. I dig in the trash cans to recycle and get more biddies. Do what it do. I love that. It just shows you that where there is a will, there is a way. 2015 at 400 a coin. Still very early. A couple of years before me. I think when I first found Bitcoin, it was close to 1,500. So JC Ice got it at like a 4x discount from JV. I wonder how many people originally bought Bitcoin at the beginning, got scammed. I know, probably a ton of people, yo. Good point. Band-Aids are not Bobby approved. They sure as hell not. You got to go organic, yo. None of the ones you get at the grocery store are Bobby approved. They cause the big C, and there's very bad chemicals going directly on your open wounds, unfortunately. But I digress. My flatmate used to mine Bitcoin on his Xbox. Oh, wow. That's crazy, Kepler. What year? Mandalorians for everyone. My first purchase was the 400, 450 range. Got Coinbase receipts. Respect. That's amazing. Around the time JC Ice got her stash. What's the reasoning behind ETH transition to the proof of stake? When the proof of work is better? That's a great question for the ETH Foundation. I think political pressure, personally. What are your thoughts, guys? Let me know. Didn't hold on, though, but stacked after 2017. Word. Bitcoin to Pluto, not to the moon. Now we're talking. Even if Bitcoin is $1 now, you wouldn't stack as much as Sailor. Probably right. I wish I never sold Bitcoin in the early days. Hodl strong. Brian Armstrong doesn't accept receipts, fam. Anyways, we still got a couple more stories to share. They're both bullish, so pump the likes, pump the stream. Much appreciated. Let's now discuss Fundstrat's Thomas Lee predicts June stock market rally. It says institutional adoption to propel the biddies to 150,000 per coin. That's right. The managing partner of the head of research of Fundstrat says stocks will be on the rise this month and that the institutional investors will push Bitcoin to new heights. This was on a new CNBC interview. Tom Lee says he is targeting the 5,500 level for the S&P by the end of the month, about 4% move from the current prices, quoting him here. Inflation is a-coming and softer than expected, and I think the job market is cooling, but not weakening dramatically. And I think that's a good situation for equities. The sell-off in April actually hasn't really been fully recovered, and that's why we expected a rebound in May. But I think that carries over into June. There's still $6 trillion of cash on the sidelines, and margin debt is still way below where it was in October of 2021. And so we know investors really aren't that long yet. So I think that comes together this month with a pretty surprisingly robust move higher. Then later in the interview, Lee was asked if he was willing to double down on his forecast that Bitcoin would hit 150,000 per coin before the end of the year. Now listen up. Here's what he responded. Yes, we are still constructive on Bitcoin. There's the tailwinds that are associated with having that recent event just take place. We also know because of the Bitcoin ETF, there have been tremendous inflows, but institutional adoption and infrastructure being built around Bitcoin is only the beginning. And that makes crypto and especially Bitcoin a bona fide asset class. Amen. And he continues. That's right. Wait, there's more. And I think that's sort of a widening ownership is going to be propelling Bitcoin to 150,000. And again, surprise, maybe surprising or not surprising, Bitcoin still follows math. More than 87% of the movement in Bitcoin still follows just the number of wallets and the activity per wallet, and both are moving higher. So there you go. Let me know if you agree or disagree with his $150,000 base case for this year at 2024. And to watch the interview he did on CNBC, check the show notes below the video in the description. And let's see who agrees with Tom Lee here, yo. Yes, I did. He said at the end of the probably be demonetized for that episode. Word up. Airgop, cold storage. I sell fish, the seafood, and the bakery. Good for sats. Word up. Fiat currency. What about that fiat? Bitcoin frees us from the late stage corporate slavery. It sure does. And that's a beautiful thing. Bitcoin is the escape hatch, right? It is the way out of the matrix. So if you're fed up with the matrix and being enslaved by tyrants, you stack sats accordingly and never look back, family. That's the secret. There are all the reasons why we cannot sell our Bitcoin. Precisely. It'd be foolish, especially during this time of the cycle. The only people selling their Bitcoin either don't know any better or they've been duped, right? By a Jim Cramer or one of those mofos. I believe 500K this cycle. I haven't watched the Y file, so I didn't see the new episode. Tom Lee, Bruce Lee relative. Exactly. Thomas Lee makes Bruce Lee relative. That's why we're playing this clip.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup. It becomes the cup.
You put it in the bottle, it becomes the bottle. Now, Bitcoin can crash or flow. Be Bitcoin, my friend. Bitcoin is my life hack. It is. It truly is. We're doomed without it. So I thank God every day for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is God hacking humanity. That's a quote from Kaiser. I love it. Charlie Lee, eh? Charlie Lee? No, Tom. We were just discussing Tom Lee, just FYI. Charlie Lee is the Litecoin creator, right? The thing is, I really don't think he cares about that. He just wants to get information out there. Self-custody. Yeah, I don't see the rest of the comment. I don't know what you guys are referring to. Self-custody, 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 self-custody. Good reminder. Self-custody is the way to go, family. I need to become water. It's 104 here right now. Well, guess what? The good news, we are water. The majority of us are made up of water. I don't know the exact statistic. Isn't it like 90-something% of the human body is water? I could be off. So let me know, please. That's why I asked. I believe you're all right. Yeah. Nacho keys, nacho cheese. Good reminder. Only keep on the exchanges like on the bank, in the bank, what you can afford to lose. My recommendation, this is not investment advice, but if you're banking with JP Morgan Chase and their criminal CEO, Jamie Dimon, I'd highly recommend removing all your fiat out of that bank immediately and either doing one of two things. Stacking sats with it, or go open yourself up one of those, what are they called? What are the banks, not the traditional banks, but the local banks, credit union. Go support a local credit union. Stop supporting criminals. Stop supporting our oppressors, and never support an enemy of Bitcoin. And clearly, Jamie Dimon is a big enemy of Bitcoin and an enemy of humanity, because to be an enemy of Bitcoin, you're an enemy of humanity. It's just the way it is. So why support your oppressor? You know what I mean? Let me know if that makes sense. Coinbase will be this cycle's FTX. You really think so? Jellyfish, 98% water. Wow, I would have assumed 98% jelly. Welch's. I stopped eating Welch's jelly once I discovered the main ingredient was high fructose corn syrup. After loving PJ sandwiches my entire life, that was my favorite go-to for lunch. Mom, PJ, peanut butter and jelly. Damn it, they poisoned the Welch's jelly. Bitcoin enhanced my financials and philosophy, amen. Bitcoin to 150 Gs. Speaking of self-custody, at the top of the 15 Bitcoin ETFs, 8 use Coinbase for custody. Only FBTC Fidelity has the self-custody. Consider that if you're going to contribute to an IRA or 401k. Great insights there, Greg. That's right. What price range do we need to hit before the potential breakout? Just 72. Once we hit 72, we're likely to break out and hit a new all-time high. That's exactly what the on-chain analysts are saying, and exactly what I read to you from all the analysts today. Credit union, where our fiat is, good. If you're going to hold fiat, might as well put it in a credit union and remove it from JP Morgan Chase. TP position as Bitcoin it is. I was thinking of getting an octopus as a pet to help me with trading because they got like 8 arms. If you have 10,000 in the bank, try to get 3,000 in cash. Let me know what they say. Good point. I sure know they're not going to give you 10,000 in cash. They're going to tell you, we need more time. Make an appointment and come back next week. We'll see if we can get it for you. That's an unusual amount. What are you going to be doing with this? Then it's like an acquisition. We want to know where every dime is going. Was this illegally obtained? Are you money laundering? Where did this come from? Answer every question. Trump it up. Don't you know? Trump it up. So cute. Baby JV eating the baby JV. Yeah, peanut butter and jelly was always my favorite sandwich as a kid. So I've probably eaten an insane amount of Poison Welch's jelly, unfortunately. What's your favorite whiskey? Not a whiskey guy, so I don't even know what the options are. Have a look at the measures and strategy for the goal. Word up. 72 is going to be a tight squeeze. Word up. But here's what we're going to do. Now for our feature story of the day. Let's discuss. Stock to flow model shows the Bitcoin price hitting $500,000 per coin as per Plan B. So here is the latest. The headline reads, Bitcoin price tipped to hit $500,000 in 2025 by stock to flow creator Plan B. And shout out to Plan B, by the way. He also recently just tweeted, my forward guidance for 2024 and 2025 has not changed since October of 2022 when Bitcoin was below 20 G's. He wrote, rise into the April 2024 halving, check. Halving around stock to flow model value, 55,000, check. Pump after the halving, check. Question mark, 2024, Bitcoin crosses 100,000. May be happening soon. And he also put question mark, 2025, reach stock to flow target is a range between 0.25 million, which is 250,000, to $1 million. And here's the initial tweet from October 6, 2022. My forward guidance for the next 3 years, 2024 halving is a coming, and the increased scarcity stock to flow ratio will pump the Bitcoin price just like 2012, just like 2016, and just like 2020. And just recently, stock to flow shows us a new red dot, which means bull season is here. That's right. So let's break this down a little further. I just shared with you the tweets. I want to know your particular insights on his thoughts of Bitcoin hitting 500,000 by next year in 2025. Do you think that'll happen? And can you see 100,000 occurring in 2024 as he outlines in the tweet? Let me know. He also listed a couple of events, including the Bitcoin halving, as we mentioned, and the 2025 price jump of Bitcoin, reflecting his positivity of Bitcoin in the future. Of the 5 items that he featured on the list, Plan B ticked the rise into April 2024 halving, the halving around the stock to flow model, value of 55,000, as well as the pump after the halving, suggesting that they have been completed. The next milestone to hit, according to Plan B's insight, is getting Bitcoin to that 6-figure milestone of 100,000 per coin this year. This feat may not prove difficult for Bitcoin, considering that it currently faces almost zero resistance in its quest to reach a new all-time high. Now, Into the Block data suggests that the coin has found support between 68.7 and 70,800. Riding on this, the Bitcoin price is headed to 80,000 by the end of this month of June and to $100,000 by the end of the year. Send it. This speculation supports an earlier position taken by Mike Novogratz, Galaxy Digital CEO, in the matter of the Bitcoin price. Novogratz also explained that if the price of the asset soars to 73,000 next week, it can rally to 100,000 towards the end of the year. And while the journey to achieving 6 figures may be closer than expected, Plan B's 500,000 prediction seems like a lofty height for Bitcoin to achieve in a matter of a few months. It happens to be one of the highest Bitcoin price predictions in the last few weeks. Well, just to clarify, he doesn't say it's happening anytime soon. He just says in 2025. So for example, cycle peak, which typically occurs within 18 months from the time of the halving. We just recently had the halving, right? April 19th. So he's saying by this time next year, or potentially before the end of the 4th quarter of 2025, Bitcoin can realistically hit 500,000 per coin, which is actually right in alignment with my personal prediction. It's right in the middle, because my personal prediction for this cycle peak, which is also in 2025, I say for the low, which is a bear scenario, 222,000. My bull scenario, 750,000, right in the middle. 500,000 as Plan B is projecting. So let me know your thoughts on his particular projection. You already know the markets are extremely bullish right now. Not only do we have nation state adoption like El Salvador, we actually have states within the United States of America adopting Bitcoin, right? As we've been sharing throughout this week. I forget exactly what state it is, but there's actually states adopting Bitcoin, like maybe Wisconsin, and putting it on the balance sheet, right, as a reserve asset. I think that's very clever. I think many more states are likely to follow. We call this game theory. I think we're going to see more ETFs being approved. And yeah, Bitcoin's going to do its thing. And Bitcoin has no top because fiat has no bottom. But anyways, welcome to the Q&A segment of the live show. I'm going to read as many of your comments out loud. Let me know your predictions. And when do you feel Bitcoin will tap six figures, 500,000, 1 million? And I'll read these out loud. So let's go. I got a $185 refund check from my insurance carrier yesterday. Every cent of it went into self-custody Bitcoin. Music to my ears, Hillbilly Will. Plan B is not saying 1 million like so many of the others. Right on, Serge. 150,000 at most, says Chris Klein. Is that for this year or for the cycle peak? 225,000, says JC Ice, end of the year. 500 to 750,000 is the cycle peak. Right in alignment with my personal prediction. I dig it. Novogratz has the tattoo of the Luna symbol. Never forget. I don't think we'll ever forget. That's for sure. I think of Novogratz, I just think fool with a Luna shitcoin tattoo. First thing that comes to mind. Don't matter how much good he has done in the world. If he has done any good, I have no clue. But nonetheless, Luna, tattoo, foolish. Something he'll regret for the rest of his life. The state of Wisconsin, thanks for the clarity there. Wisconsin, my island. That's what's up, Greg. Wisconsin, let's go. It's where I live, and when I heard, I literally cried. Wow, a lot of you guys are from Wisconsin. Respect, Chris. Hi, and all. Welcome to the freedom of the 70s, says a veteran hippie. This time in Bitcoin. Bitcoin 10 million in 5 years. Why so bearish, Triple T? Cycle peak, baby. The Wisconsin State Pension Fund has recently purchased 130 million worth of the biddies. Let's go. That gets me pretty lit. 150,000 December prediction, 150 this year. 500 peak. I'm peaking. That sounds pretty lit, especially considering right now we're at 70 G's, baby. Let's go.
JV told you and me 70 G's, baby, baby.
70 G's.
No, maybe, baby.
No, maybe. 70 G's, my baby. I accidentally bought a squid. I remember as a kid in school, one of the traumatizing things, we dissected a squid. We also dissected a baby pig. And it was the most disgusting school day of my life. Still brings back horrific memories. I don't think we should be dissecting animals in school, family. I'm just saying. But I digress. Maybe why I'm a vegetarian today. Maybe.
Baby,
Maybe.
70 G's to the moon.
To the moon. And shout out to Chandy again for producing the new Jammy Jam. She made like 10 variations of 70 G's. So throughout the week, we'll be sampling different versions for you guys as we're in the 70,000 range. Excuse me. Burping here. And there's also a new track we're going to be premiering called War Warning. And it's pretty lit. I listened to it earlier. We're going to be playing it later on Rumble, on the uncensored version of the pod after the YouTube stream ends. I got it lined up and looking forward to that one. It's pretty good. The pig stunk. Yes, of course the pig stunk. But it was just gross handling a dead animal. You know what I mean? Should I use the ledger for anything besides a paperweight? I don't think it makes a good paperweight. Not a good paperweight. This bottle is a better paperweight. It's got some volume to it. Just saying. So happy the stream is back. I missed you all. Missed you too, Hillbilly Will. You can thank YouTube for that. We did get terminated this year. It's like an annual thing that occurs every year on the channel. Every year we get terminated under false pretenses. The channel gets shut down for a couple of weeks. Then they apologize after the appeal process. And then they say, oh, you didn't violate any terms and conditions. Our bad. Ha 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 ha, sucker. That's how I feel, at least. You got to keep it moving. Play the theme song, JV. I think I got the theme song here. Let's see. It should be on here somewhere. Which one is it, though? I think I call it 70s. Let's see. Yeah, here we go.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life. But Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Let me know what you guys think of the new theme song. Pretty lit. Thanks for the reminder, JC. I love it. Oompa Loompas? Yeah. We could play the Oompas. Plan B's model has never been able to predict the future price. Maybe this time, says CB. I love this, says Chris Klein. We appreciate the feedback. A shout out Chandy for putting that together for us. She's already produced like 20 tracks in like 2 weeks. It's mind-boggling to me. And they're all good. We're going to play the new Trump song she just produced, Bitcoin Trump song. It's called War Warning. War Warning. It's pretty good. JV needs to talk about the truth, and those who tell the truth need a fast horse. There you go. I have a Cold Card MK4, which has a HW wallet. Do you have, says Moro. Shout out to Cold Cards. I think that's CoinKite, the company. They produce epic hardware wallets that have air gap technology. So I'm a fan. I'll have that stuck in my head for the rest of the night. Good. Bring it back.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near.
Never gets old. Plan B needs an octopus. Internet Bucks is a song that belongs on your soundboard. Word. I'll have to check that one out. Internet Bucks. I assume it's a Bitcoin song, eh? Internet bucks, internet money. Oh no, JV, saging it up. You know we got to sage it. Before we get into the uncensored talk and we start discussing all the evil in the world, we got to set the stage with the sage. You know what I mean? Very important. Play it. Play it. Want the whole version.
I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life. But Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
TA is an educated guess based on trend lines, moving averages, oscillators, indicators, market sentiment, and the general social political events. There is no sure thing other than Bitcoin going to the moon. Facts. Well said, Greg. The stock exchange needs to move to Texas to get out of the crooked New York. Amen. Crooked New York for crooked Hillary. Rest in peace, Hal Finney. Rest in peace, Hal. We love you, brother. Sage is a prerequisite for Rumble. Exactly. We get ready to rumble. We light the sage. 100%. You nailed it. You enjoying the Jammy Jams, fam? We got a lot of them. Orange Panty Night at 70 G's. What do you say?
See us, they ain't like us.
They ain't like us.
70 G's, 2024 at the Bitcoin rainforest.
Bitcoin reigns supreme at 70 G's.
It's red panty night when you sanctify me, eh? Back at home with your wife. It's a celebration. People are always saying about the talk, and I talk, but guess fucking what? I back it up. I back it up.
Yeah, so what I did in today's show, correct, Jennifer, I played the 70G song instead of the theme song. I kind of switched it up, but it's all good. I'm enjoying, glad you're enjoying Hillbilly Will. The bigger picture is we play the jams every episode. So I have Sage lit here now too. Nice, Chandy. Do you have similar, like the Sage sticks like this? They last so long. I have a few other sticks we haven't even needed to use yet. So this is the original one I've been lighting for the past maybe month or two. I think since it was that big. Orange Panty Night. back at your home with your wife It's a celebration. Ask the Nippinator. He's a celebrating. You know what I mean? And speaking of McGregor, he just canceled his fight with Chandy. I don't know why I just said Chandy. His fight with Chandler, Michael Chandler. And I expected it. For some reason, I didn't think McGregor was going to fight. In my humble opinion, once you have a severe injury, like break your shin bone, you're never going to recover and be able to fight the elite of the elite fighters ever again because you're damaged. You know what I mean? But he's like, it's a titanium shin bone. I'm indestructible. No, you're not. So he claimed he just got a shin bone injury. Go figure. I think it was all plotted to keep his name relevant. I had no belief or faith that he was going to fight again. So, my intuition was right once again. Yeah, Chandy is fire. Amen. Are we about to watch Bitcoin go back up to 60? No, don't say that. Don't curse us. Feels like we're stuck in a loop. No, I think we're going to continue pumping, yo. We're going to continue to pump, especially when the sage is lit. Especially when the sage is lit. We have no way to go except up from here. You feel me? Nowhere but up. That's why we lighten it up. It's all symbolic, family. Which direction does the smoke go? Up. What direction does the Bitcoin price go? Especially when I'm streaming, up. Right? Even if you inhale a little of the smoke, the price is still going up. You can't stop it. It's unstoppable. Since inception, Bitcoin is up 646 million%. That's not even playing fair, Bitcoin. What can stop it? I know. It's mind-boggling to really fathom what Bitcoin has accomplished in such a short period of time. 646 million%. Good Lord. Nipsinator indicator just triggered. Speaking of the Nipinator, Cheech and Chong up in smoke. Hey, shout out Cheech and Chong. BTFD fam, all day, every day. It's like a religion around here. Bitcoin's the ultimate religion, the greatest. Play for utopia, or plan for the utopia. Ban the short selling. Let the short sellers do what they got to do. It's never stopped Bitcoin. Who cares? If Grayscale has inflows, there's going to be another monster ETF inflow today. Hopefully another record-breaking day, fam. Nipsey's ears are up, and they stay there, and they stay there. All we do is win, win, win. Bitcoin will be a world currency for sure. World reserve currency, eh? We living in a bubble bath utopia. Speaking of the bubble bath, whose name comes to mind, broskies, when we start speaking of bubble bath water? I'm not going to throw it out there. Foam party. Foam party? What's a foam party? Oh, bubble foam. Bubble bath party. Rumble soon? Yes, yes, yes. I try to do it at the 90-minute mark. So we got another 3 minutes in me. I got another 3 minutes left on the tube before Uncensored JV reveals himself. Some of you have never seen Uncensored JV. I invite you to join the Rumble stream because when YouTube ends, we continue with the show. Uncensored. If you don't know now, you know. Don't, JV, please don't. I don't even remember what I was talking about. So, unfortunately, the numbers will not be published till later tonight or early AM. LGBFJB. There you go. I like that. No, come on. Bone Daddy. Kathy Woods bathwater. Wah, wah.
Them superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch in silence.
ETH level 2s will rock it. Rocket. Well, I think everything is going to rocket this particular bull. What do you guys think?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 Sats Commandments.
Shout out Biggie with the 10 Sats Commandments. You know what I mean?
Wall Street is fraud, America is fraud, the world is fraud, banks are fraud, central banks are fraud. We live in an era of fraud.
fraudsters, hucksters. Here's what I think of them.
Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering.
Tax avoidance, and lots of cocaine, referencing Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan's boat being seized with like an insane amount of that drug on it. Just saying. ETH is an ish coin, says Moro. You started it now. I know I did start it. It's my own fault. I take full responsibility.
You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle.
But speaking of water, I'd much rather hear Bruce Lee talk about it.
You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash.
Be Bitcoin,
water,
my friend. All right, so YouTube stream, we out. We're going to continue with the uncensored version of the pod everywhere else except YouTube. So if you're on Rumble, you're good. If you're on X, you're good. You're on Kick or Twitch, you're good. YouTube stream about to end. So if you're a part of the 200 plus people on the tube right now, head on over to X or Rumble or any other of the platforms we're streaming live, and let's continue with the uncensored version of the pod. Let's freaking go. Direct link, rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net, and I'll see you there. All right. YouTube should be finito. We're going to switch it out.